My name is Hamza Azhar Salam and you're watching the Pakistan Daily. A very popular narrative penetrated the people of Pakistan before the 2018 elections. The narrative suggested that Pakistan's economy was in tatters in 2018 and Imran Khan received a very bad economy when he came into government. So in this video, we'll compare Pakistan's economy in 2018 with Pakistan's economy in 2021. I'd like to add a disclaimer before I begin this video. I'm not an economist and do not specialize in the economy, although I do have an undergraduate degree in investment and financial risk management from Cass Business School in London. And I do have a general idea of the economy and what macroeconomic indicators suggest. Pakistan is the 5th most populous country of the world, but its GDP is ranked at number 45 in the world. The GDP, or the gross domestic product, is the sum of all the goods and services produced in an economy in one financial year. The GDP is a good measure to analyze the size and scale of an economy. In 2018, Pakistan's GDP was 313 billion, but in 2021, Pakistan's GDP has fallen to 296 billion, which is a fall of 5.5%. This is despite the fact that Pakistan's population has increased by 7.5%, which means that there are more consumers and producers in the economy, but the value of goods and services they are producing has fallen. Pakistan's GDP growth was 5.8% in 2018. It fell to minus 0.5% in 2020, and it has increased to 3.9% in 2021. This shows that the GDP growth in 2018 was significantly higher than what it is today in 2021. The inflation rate of Pakistan, according to the Consumer Price Index, was 3.9% in 2018, but it has risen to 8.84% in 2021. This is an increase of over 100%, which shows that the prices of basic goods and commodities have drastically increased ever since Imran Khan's government took power. The gross public debt has also increased by 54% from 24,953 billion rupees in 2018 to 38,006 billion rupees in 2021. This is a very large increase in the public debt, which has to be repaid by the people of Pakistan and successive governments. The revenue collection by the Federal Board of Revenue have seen a marginal increase ever since 2018. In 2018, FBR collected 3,842 billion rupees. In 2020, this has increased to 3,897 billion rupees, which is a small and marginal increase. Prime Minister Imran Khan's government had a strategy to significantly devalue the rupee in order to boost exports. In 2018, Pakistan's exports stood at $24.7 billion and they have increased to $25.1 billion. This marginal increase in exports is significantly lower than the devaluation of the rupee. A very positive development in the current account of Pakistan has been witnessed ever since Prime Minister Imran Khan's government has taken over. In 2018, Pakistan's current account deficit stood at $19.8 billion, which means that we were importing significantly more than what we were exporting. And a deficit of $20 billion was a worrying sign for the economy of Pakistan. But due to Imran Khan's various measures, this current account deficit has turned into a surplus in 2021. The surplus is around $959 million, which is almost $1 billion, and shows that Pakistan is now exporting more than it is importing, which is a very positive sign for the economy. Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves have also increased ever since Imran Khan's government came into power. In 2018, Pakistan's total foreign exchange reserves stood at $16.3 billion, but they have increased by over 20% to $20.6 billion as of 2021, which is a very positive sign for the economy and shows that Pakistan and the state of Pakistan have more cash at their disposal at the current moment. Foreign direct investment, which is the sum of total foreign investment in Pakistan, has fallen from 2018. In 2018, the FDI in Pakistan was $2.7 billion. However, it has fallen to $2.5 billion, regardless of the promises made by Imran Khan before forming government that various overseas Pakistanis would come back and they would significantly invest in the economy. The foreign direct investment figures suggest that nothing of this sort has happened, and foreign investment in Pakistan has actually fallen since 2018. Pakistan's economy is dependent on foreign remittances as a source of foreign currency. In 2018, the total sum of foreign remittances sent to Pakistan was $19.9 billion. However, this has significantly increased to $24.2 billion in 2021. Prime Minister Imran Khan has taken a lot of steps to ensure that foreign remittances are sent through official channels, and perhaps this has translated into the figures of the total foreign remittances, since before many foreign workers used to send money to Pakistan via hundis or hawalas, which is not in the legal economy. So Prime Minister Imran Khan has ensured that the maximum amount of foreign remittances are sent through official channels. It's important to note that a sizable chunk of Pakistan's economy is undocumented. According to Bloomberg, at least 36% of Pakistan's economy falls in the undocumented category, which means that a sizable chunk of the goods and services being produced and sold in this country are not part of the GDP due to being undocumented. This is an important consideration when analyzing any official statistics from Pakistan. To put things in a nutshell, since 2018, the GDP of Pakistan has fallen, GDP growth has fallen as well, inflation has risen, the gross public debt has also risen, which are all bad things. However, taxation has marginally increased, exports have marginally increased, the current account deficit has turned into a surplus, the foreign exchange reserves have increased, the foreign direct investment has decreased, and remittances have increased. However, it's up to you to make your own conclusions, and you can ask yourself, were you better off financially in 2018, or are you better off financially and economically in 2021? Perhaps the answer of this question will tell you whether the economy was better in 2018 or 2021.